What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And we are working on the 99 Cobra project. You guys have finally seen some continuous uploads from us. So as much as Dan wants to bust my balls and say that I'm not going to get this video up by Christmas, I'm going to try my damnedest. Actually, you won't see it by Christmas. There's no way. Because I already have like 4 scheduled videos coming out between now and this Saturday. So,
there you go.
But we're trying to catch up. I mean, if we can upload within a day or 2 of shooting it, that'd be pretty good, right, Dan?
That'll be our, hopefully another goal we hold ourselves to.
Yes, like uploads every other day. And then if we can upload every other day, and yeah, that should work out. That should work out pretty good, math-wise.
Yeah, video on, editing.
Yeah.
Video, yeah.
I think that'll work. Anyway, so that's our promise to you for 2020. And then your promise to us has to be that you have to share the good ones. Because there's bound to be some not so good ones, I understand. But the good ones you gotta share. It's only fair. Like the 427 video, if you haven't seen that one, click the link above my head. I'm very happy with that video. Came out very nice. Anyway, so let's give you an update on the 99 Cobra.
Well, welcome back everybody. Working on the 99 Cobra here. Like I say, probably happy holidays, because you know, this ain't gonna come out till after Christmas anyways, but getting the IRS all back together. All the bushings are installed and obviously everything is put back on. Cross-section joints are good. Got the camber out as much as possible with the camber bolts, and everything's greased up. So we're gotta throw some fluid in her and then get her back up in the car. I got the new Viking double adjustable shocks on it, which I'll show you a little issue that why we went to these. I think we touched base on it before, but just the overall body length is an inch shorter, and this gotta be, I mean, this is fully, I think this is, I don't know, that's fully out. Like, just look at that. So we think that this is bottoming out pretty bad over normal driving. Any little bump, it would bottom out, which is kind of amazing, but I didn't, the shock, oh well, yeah, the shock will bottom out and that won't really mess with that as much, but still. These don't seem like they were on very long, if much at all. So we went for a shorter body, shorter shock to provide a little bit of better, you know, handling in the rear, not hopefully unload the whole suspension all the time, since IRS wants to stay squatted. So that should be good, and then everything's all solid now here. This doesn't move anymore. Before we were able to move this whole upper control arm side to side because these bushings were shot. Which is looking good. So we're gonna get some fluid in her, throw her up in there, and then move on to the next. Or something. I don't really know what those looks like. Maximum makes a great product for solid axle cars. Stop.
We're just not crazy about their IRS supporting components, that's all.
At least on this one, but this one got abused. Supposedly it was in like a 1,000 horsepower Cobra or something like this before.
You know what I was thinking?
What we were told.
You know what I was thinking would be crazy? Is if this IRS is what came out of Jim's white one. That would prove how small this world really is.
Right.
Because that's a 1,000 horsepower turbo Cobra, and they're both semi-local.
Right, but I don't know if we got this one. Oh, I don't know when Brendan changed. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
It would have probably been around the same time frame.
Well, maybe we'll touch base on that and see. That would be interesting. This could have come out of the white Cobra, but we don't know. We'll figure that out. Ask around and see what we figure out. But the engine all greased up, ready to go back in. Like I said, shocks are on it. Everything's good there. K-members in. We got the shocks for those finally. We got the capture camber plates, which Nicholas just installed earlier. So now that should be ready to go back together too. We should be able to get her on the ground here shortly.
Yeah, I think we'll.
Bump steer kit on.
Yeah. Yeah, we still got to swap the tie rods. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much in here. It just needs to all be assembled. These are Strange 10 ways, 12-inch, 200-pound springs. Strange coilover kit, Team ZK member, chromoly A-arms, factory rack, but we're going to change it to a bump steer kit. And that's pretty much it for that. We got Maximum's caster camera plates. Those are the ones that we like the most.
Running on all the cars we built.
Yep.
And we got oil drain and she's good to go.
Then we got to turn to the trans.
Yeah.
But the big initial step one will be done. All right, guys, so we worked on the 99 Cobra pretty much the majority of the day yesterday, the majority of the day today. So Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Eve here at Streetcar Shenanigans shop, and I'm finishing up on a few things before I go home, spend some time with family. But what we are working on now, we have the majority of the front end. You guys saw that. I think we have the coilovers in and everything, and then now the rear suspension is all in and done. We have the Viking double adjustable coilovers in here, which is sweet. Everything fits super nice. We filled the diff yesterday, so that's all good. We got the springs, we got braided brake lines on it. We still have to bleed the brakes. That'll be last once the front is all together. All we're waiting for is one bearing hub and dust cover for this side, and then we'll be able to slam the front together also. Then we'll bleed the brakes and probably pull the trans out. We want to have everything else done and then pull the trans out and figure out what we're going to do there. And I think I solved what I'm thinking I wanted to do with the T56, and I don't think we're going to be able to do it. What I want to do is convert it to be a Cobra T56, but based on my limited research and just sitting in the car seeing where the shifter position is, that's probably going to require a new tail housing, a new main shaft, probably an input shaft, so we can get rid of this spacer. And truthfully, that's just a lot of money to spend. To go through the whole thing and rebuild it just so it fits in the Cobra better. You'd be better off finding a Cobra transmission, although you'll lose your 50 overdrive. So up here I have the fill line. We got it redone in dash 4 braided AN, much nicer line. It's nice snug fit. It's not going to leak here like it was on the last one. And that just runs up and into the blower up here, so it looks good. Everything's set there. And then now I wanted to make an AN return. You guys saw us do the into the pan, which is way nicer, but there was not an easy solution for putting this drain into the bottom. So I wanted to just do a 3/8 MPT to dash 8. Dash 8 is what the factory line is. It's a 1/2 inch ID, and it would not fit. You could not get a socket on it to tighten it, and I kind of, to be honest, wanted to avoid pulling the blower off. It's going to be a ton of work to pull the blower off to do something like this. So what we ended up doing, after getting the little one not to work, is I had this one made by Matt next door, and what I did is I got a stainless long 3/8 adapter, and this would go to a 5/8 barb normally. We cut that down short, and then we put this dash 8 fitting on there. And we ground it down so we can get a wrench on it. We put 2 flats on it in case I can't get to this one. This sits right against the blower, so I probably won't be using that to tighten it. But I'm going to put some pipe dope on it. I'm going to clean the threads in the blower, and I'm going to use this. And I think it's going to be awesome, and I didn't have to take the blower off, and it's stainless, and it's pretty. So this is nice. I like this. So that was the solution that we came up with to get rid of that Vortec oil feed, which has been notoriously leaking on multiple people's setups. So we're going to do it this way pretty much from here on out. Hopefully every time that results in putting a K member in it, because man, it's way easier doing it that way. So now I'm going to work on doing this. I'm going to make the PTFE-8 return line for this, and we're going to wrap it up and call it a night here. All right, guys, we're just about wrapped up with the 99 Cobra project. Sneak peek, this is what Matt's been working on next door. He's building a badass 4th gen. It's like top secret stuff over there. That's why we don't see much video from that side. He's always building something that somebody's like, we don't want anybody to know what it is. He is doing the got the floor all finished for it. This actually welds in between, pretty much in between the subframe connectors, and then connects to the main bar, the main hoop, right?
No, frame rails.
Oh, frame rails, in between the frame rails. Pretty badass though. It's like super symmetrical. Aside from that, so that piece there is where the torque arm goes, so that gives it enough clearance to separate, so it doesn't limit the suspension travel on the rear end. It's pretty cool. That was the only piece that was in there before. That's why it's red. Everything else was made by Matt. Pretty neat. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, now going back to the 99 Cobra. We got the oil fill and return done. PTFE AN looks so much better. So we had Matt weld the bung here, and then Matt also made the adapter to get into the bottom of the blower by welding a couple stainless pieces that I found together, and that looks so nice. And then obviously we got the AN feed made. You guys saw that. Now it's all tight. Now it's all done. So the front is pretty much all done with this thing. I got to tighten the belt back up, and I'm happy I did not have to do this while taking the blower off. So that's really good. It's a win. Everything else is still the same, nothing else has changed. Just want to give you guys a final update. And of course, thank you guys for checking out the channel again. If you haven't done so already, subscribe down below. We got a couple more Cobras lined up to come in. We got some other cool stuff that's a little bit different than a Cobra stuff. Pretty similar, but different. So you guys will see that in an upcoming episode. But subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you guys in the next video.